Good day to everyone, welcome back to my farming channel. Here I'm actually into the garden and I want to show you one slight advantage of our plantain trees over our fig trees. So if you can take a very close look, you can see that this tree is already throwing off its produce. It's not of a tall tree, it's a plantain tree, it's not that tall and it's already producing. Okay, even though this is one of actually my late planting trees. I haven't planted that tree at a very early age. That planting tree I planted, um, it was struggling a little bit, so we actually planted it off. But actually, it had still plant after I have planted my figs. Okay, so if you're actually looking to do um, vegetation on a whole, like long-term crops, whether it be plantains or whether it be figs, I would recommend you do planting trees because they grow faster, they tend to produce very quicker, and they gives more suckers also at a very early age. So after I have actually transplanted, sorry, after I actually had harvest my first um, planting tree, I have left back this one here as a main plant. I have got it at least 6 to 7 other plants from that same mother tree. So this is actually one of them. As I said, I actually plant my plants in the peeper stage, and that's because I want it grow. I want it refreshed. I want it start all over again. So whatever disease it may have during the growing process, I can actually easily identify it and get rid of it. And even though I have another plant in here which actually had through it again, um, this one hasn't quite given me no big set of throwing, but actually I still take care of it the way I should. It's a lovely bunch also. The tree is a little bit tall. Okay. For this one on the other hand, it has snapped, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to remove this plant here. I'm going to leave this plant back to replace this one, and I'm going to also leave this into the ground. This is going to help push up some more suckers, and I'm going to use them for getting more plants to actually, after the figs have ripped out, I can actually put the figs onto the side of the garden in a straight line on the borders, and I can have the place with strictly plantains. Okay, and I have started up with, like, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6, I've started up with like 7 planting trees. Okay, it could be 8, and today I have at least over 12 to 13 planting trees, maybe 15 planting trees. Okay, so that's why I actually recommend growing planting trees rather than actually growing fig trees. The fig trees takes very long to actually throw. It takes a very good time to actually throw off. Only I recommend if you want to do figs. In Grenada we have the short fig, and I believe this is the plant right here. So we have the short fig in Grenada, which actually doesn't grow that tall. It's a Trinidad fig. It's a very short fig, and the bunches actually grow very lovely. Okay, it grows really long. You can get at least 10-15 hands of figs from that one fig. So it's a very good fig to invest in. So if you want to invest in figs, I will recommend the short figs. And if you want to do professional on a whole to make enough money for yourself, I recommend you do planting, because this is actually the right thing to do. Okay, that's the right shot to move. So other than this, I have another bunch of plantains here, even though I still have some which are actually still cutting up themselves. Right, this one here is just coming off, and if you can take a quiet look, the pumpkin is actually spreading pretty beautiful. And this here is another planting which I have for quite some time now. Sorry for that, it's the sun. So actually, she has been here for some time. What I did, I got a bamboo to keep her up, but to me, and the bamboo is actually into the wrong place. So I'm going to move that. Alright, so um, when actually propping, you gotta look for the way the tree actually has bent, and when you find the direction which the tree is actually leaning to, you're gonna put the prop right there. And it's actually always good to prop the tree even higher up on the stalk of the plant, sorry, of the product, which is the planting. That long stem that holds up the products, you're gonna actually prop from under there. You get a better prop, and so on. So this is the garden for now. This is the first half of the field. So so good, so good, so far so good. Okay, and it's gonna cover up anytime soon because I had actually replaced in some more planting trees. Okay, so you can see the place gonna cover. So all for that stock down here, I had actually covered that area. So this area is fully covered. I have plans to actually take the place of all the different pieces of spaces that I actually had free. And I'm now focusing on the top side of the garden, which actually is going to give us some wonderful plants also. So I'm going to give you all the two. So actually this is the planting. What I did, I've given them so much of root manures. This is another planting here. This is another one down there. I got enough plants here, and I want to give them the caring, the treatment, and everything. Although I have one or two plants that actually didn't make it, but for what had make it, I'm very happy. They have given me a very good produce. So this is another one here, one here, and also I will recommend, if you looking to start your planting trees, what I did when I see they are actually giving me this, I love planting my plants from peepers, but when I see they start giving me this, then what I did, I actually start getting my urea fertilizer, which is for development. Alright, so if you want to start your trees and they're actually giving trouble to start, a little bit of troubleshoot for the plantings, I would recommend actually you give them enough urea. Okay, let the help develop faster roots, especially in the drier seasons where water is a little bit limited, and also where you may not be close to a spring, or trees have just sprouted from heavy rainfalls, and we're actually experiencing back some summer, which is some hot sun. During that rainy season, I will actually advise that you give your plants enough urea, continuous urea, so that they can actually get that root development. So when the urea is actually into the system, whenever a little bit of rain falls, the roots are going to actually be in place, and they're going to actually suck up that little bit of water to help sustain the plant until the rain actually starts falling again, right? So it's good to actually keep the garden in place. Even though I used to actually jog my water, or you can say tote, I used to do that to help the plant in the dry season, okay? But I haven't done it recently because we have actually experienced a few rain, so I haven't did that. So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the germination process here for our plantains is actually 86%. I can say 86 to 90% because I believe it's just maybe 4 or 5 holes that actually haven't succeed, right? And for they not succeeding, it's still pretty good for germination where actually there is no water, okay? So what I'm going to be doing today, besides I believe I'm going to be trying to work on a water system for piece of garden which I actually has to the other side. I did some clearance there with some trees. I've made some short videos where we're actually trimming the garden. Because I have actually got through it here, I'm satisfied with the production. I'm satisfied with how the plants have actually come up. Because of here is already on the cover, most of the plants are off the ground. They start showing me signs of growing. I have no intention to say that they wouldn't grow, okay? So here for now can stay on a hold, and all what I can do is make sure to pasture the garden, see if my figs are showing, see if they need staking, give them what they need, and actually move on, okay? Then from the other piece of garden, what I plan to do, I plan actually to try to get the water system maybe today, okay? I'm going to try my best to see what I can do to get that water system flowing today. And if I actually do get a water system to flow from today, then I can try bringing it up to the other piece of garden. And if it actually is fitting the best interest there, then I believe I'm going to try connecting up some sprinklers, okay? And by doing this, this is going to help my other farm to get some water, because I actually had to go way up to the road. That's right up to the first garden which we has, or the last garden on top. Got a river there, but it's quite some distance. It's maybe like 300 meters away, 300 feet, sorry. So that's looking for a lot of pipes to bring here. What I did, I went back to the river and I changed my setup for my farming system, and I decided that I'm going to try to bring the water back up to the hill, right? And if I actually get the water back up to the hill with the system I have home, then I don't need to go all the way to 300 feet away from the garden to try to bring the water there, okay? So it's not a bad thing that I was actually looking to bring the water from the top come down. It's not a bad thing, but as I get in more pressure from my home with the system I actually used, I decided to make it work from home to the piece of garden there. And later in the future, if the water pressure is great and everything is actually in shape, I want to start to bust the water from on top, okay? Because persons usually watch my videos in the earlier season, you can see my line still run down there. That's where the water could have reached when I had my first setting up, okay? I even planned that if the water is not going to reach up to the top of about around here, so okay, that's the area, because behind these trees a little walking is the garden. So if the water doesn't reach up there, the river is actually very high. What I'm going to do I'm going to take a few more lengths of pipes and I'm going to go higher up the river. Okay, and I'm going to get more flow and it should reach up. But with the distance I actually have right now, I have no doubt that's not going to reach up. Okay, so what I have to do today, I have to make sure that I have everything under control, and I believe I should give it a try. Okay, because I want to do some big times over there, and we have another piece of garden that we want to put over there. We want to do some short crops like some peppers, seasoned peppers, and other stuffs. But there is someone actually in charge of this already. I have a small friend of mine, which given the attitude to love the farming from a very early stage, and looking at these trees here now give me good motivation that I could actually do some more plantings. Okay, and by seeing it, well, it looks very good. Love the way it looks, with the hard working, with the manuring, caring, and everything. So what I recommend is the urea actually gives the plant a very good leaf structure, and it keeps it for a very long period of time. It's been a while I haven't come here to regulate the trees, like cut off all the old leaves, and from the time I have been away from them, I haven't seen any breakdown from the trees or any deficiency or fungus or whatsoever had actually taken the trees. I haven't seen any of this. It's been like 2 weeks to 3 weeks I haven't come here to actually take a proper look at how the trees are actually growing, right? And so far I don't need to do any trimming of excess old leaves. All the leaves have stand up very great and they're looking very passionate. So that is it for now. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want to share, it's up to you. Okay. Also, we got a little plum here, shiny plum. So I'm maybe making a little plum stew maybe in the time to come. Maybe just using the plum as it is. So far, so good. All trees look undecked. And these are my small trees which I planted from peepers. And you see how powerful they actually comes out. That's why I actually recommend if you're planting, try to get peepers with roots, okay? To help give it a start and try to water the plant. So these peepers that actually give me stunting, beautiful plants. And with the manuring, the urea, it actually gives them good foundation for the roots so that they can actually give up, start producing. So thank you all for watching on my farming channel. I hope that this video brings light to any person that want to do some farming, whether it may be big farming, small farming, whatever type of farming you may want to do. I hope that this is going to be, how should I say it, a motivation for you, and that you're going to see it as something good so you can continue. So that's all what I have here for today, and I'm going to be heading out soon. And by me heading out, I may got some work to do. Okay, thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next video.